Alright, welcome back Arcade1up fans. Thank you for joining me. I have no idea how many tests I've been doing this monitor, but I got the monitor back up and running from the last time, which I said it was not working when I had the Nintendo intec pinball device hooked up to this, and I was running the screen through the DMD port on the intec PCB board, which was this right here, this one. It worked for about almost 2 weeks. Then all of a sudden, earlier in this week, I was no longer getting a picture at all on the screen. Nothing was happening. And even I tried a couple different TVs, nothing was happening. So I said in my last video that I was going to try to do a splitter or use an LVDS board. The splitter did work. I had it hooked up in the back of the Nintendo Switch here. Of course, it required power. I had to hook it up into the back of the USB drive. There's just more wires to play around with. But when I did the hookup, I got a picture, so that does work. But then, for some reason, my volume wasn't working, and I had no idea if that was affecting it. Like, all of a sudden, the volume wasn't working. I don't get it. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go back to the original hookup. So I just went with the LVDS connection, which you're seeing right here. I'm just going to do it the way intec has it. Picture is working. I have it hanging right here in the middle right there. You can see taped up so it doesn't go anywhere. And hopefully this will stay and work just fine. The 32-inch hooked up to the intec PCB. All the original connections, everything should be good to go. Let's hope for the best, because I'm so ready to get this thing installed and get the glass on and start playing again. My goodness. But yeah, so again, for anybody doing the intec, I mean, I've gotten to work all 3 ways. So luck of the draw, I guess. Whether you put in the DMD connection, LVDS, or put a splitter, HDMI splitter back in the Nintendo Switch. Now, since I put it back in the LVDS, my volume is still not working. I don't know what is going on now. It worked just fine when I had before I even attempted this mod. I'm not sure if maybe I hit a wire. I was checking it before. Everything seems connected. Nothing's bent. Not quite sure what's happening here. It's very loud. And now, of course, I'm gonna have to go in the back. It was very convenient having to do the volume in the front. Now I gotta reach over every time and set the volume. I'm sure I can get it at the right setting, and I'll just leave it, whatever. But it was just a nice feature to have the volume switch. At the moment, I gotta get my back panel on because I ran the original DMD wire back down because I was gonna use this wire just for the inside, going from the DMD connection. I just put everything back the way it was because I think this PCB intec 1 is very sensitive and just needs to run properly on all the original connections that it was programmed to do. So I gotta get this all put back together. These are just a few of my speaker wires from the exciters you're seeing sticking out here because I have an amp that sits on the back here, along with the Z13 volume dongle I have sitting here. But I will say, I saw something on YouTube a while back, and I watched it again. I've actually incorporated being able to get analog control with the plunger. So I can't take all the credit for this, but I'm pretty excited about this one. I'm getting crafty here. My monitor's in the way at the moment, but I'm gonna lift this up. You can see down here, if you see this wire, the silver wire, I have it tied around the plunger on the inside here, just before that metal cylinder. I didn't want to put in the plastic tip on in case it pulled it off. So I got it wrapped around there. I put in these little screw loops. I ran the wire through, going all the way up. And what this wire is going to do, there's also a little hole. Can I get in there? You can see right there, I got the wire going through the hole right there. I wanted to get a plastic wire, but I thought the metal wire would tie better and stay on. So there shouldn't be any major rubbing or anything against the metal frame of this plunger. Should be fine. Anyway, I got that wire running up. And this is wire you just use to like hang pictures. It's like a 20 or 30 pound wire. I ran just a couple loops, keeping it all good. I put a hole through the frame boards here that was holding the ramp. And then I had to get a hole cut. It's too dark in there, you can't see, but right in the back there, I put a hole through the back. You can see right here that the wire is coming out right here. So what's going to happen is I'll shorten this wire some, make a little lasso loop on it, and that lasso loop I'm going to get one of the Nintendo Switch controllers, which will sit on one side of this panel that's supposed to be long here. I'm going to have the controller sit, I'm going to make it like a little thing, a holster I can sit in using my foam board. I was like looking for like some clip or something to attach to that, but you know, I got all this foam. I'm just going to make something where that Nintendo Switch controller will just sit inside of it. Doesn't need much. And I'm going to put the loop right around this. Because I will say, when you make this one it turned off now, but when you keep the intec control panel, your first player, and for anybody might not know this, but you want to make sure that one green light is on so that this is first player. I've noticed when you start this device and you hit the home button, both of them will be green and it counts as the second player, and then you can't play pinball FX games. Like the plunger won't work. I think nothing like worked. For some reason I couldn't get the flippers to work. Some guy on Facebook told me about it, how to do it. So yeah, go into the settings and change the controller order, and just put this one back to first. And then if you put this one on second player, you can still have access to using this the Joy-Con, and just moving this up and down will control the plunger, even though the intec control panel is in first player. So this is going to allow me to get that analog, and I can actually get skill shots, you know, and slowly pull the plunger out. It'll pull that wire. You can see the wire starting to move. Well, I don't have it tight, but you get the idea. It's going to pull on the joystick here, and I can just get slightly pull, and it'll work great. So yeah, I'll be running that wire. That wire will come up just about right there, and it'll pull. Perfect, and I can just loop it off when I don't need it, if I ever want to play the Switch on its own. So I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be fun having analog. Get those skill shots going. And that's it for now. And I will keep you updated. Hopefully this monitor will work. And that's about it. So thanks so much for watching. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button and like button if you enjoyed this video. Greatly appreciate it. And I will be back with a new video on everything else I've done to this thing. Alright, have a good one, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.